What's up everyone? Let's talk about styled components. Styled components is this really cool library that I've been using a lot recently for projects that I've been working on. It's almost like Sass, but in JavaScript. So let's just spin up a React application. So we're gonna go to my desktop and we'll do npx create React app and we'll call it demo. Now I have the documentation pulled up here. The website, Styled Components website, and this is the example that they have, but I don't necessarily follow this design pattern. I'm going to show you how I go about it, and maybe this might be useful to you. Cool, so go into demo, open it up with Visual Studio Code, and let's spin up our local host. There we go. Remove some of this boilerplate code too. So we'll remove this and we'll remove this. Okay. And let's create a new directory called components. And then inside there, we'll create a new component called button. Now, let's just create a regular React component. That way you can compare them and see what the difference is between a styled React component and just a regular React component. So if you're familiar with React, you've probably written a React component before. So, and we'll do test 1, 2, 3. And then we'll export default button. And then let's import this into our app. And then we'll put it right here. Cool. There's our button. Now let's install styled components. So you have to import styled from styled components, and let's comment this out. And this is how you write a styled React component. See, this is kind of like the example. This is how they show you how to write the styled component in the example. But the way that I like to do it is I use styled and I pass it a React component, a functional React component. It's like this, and then you can just return the button. Just like that. Oops. And then at the end, you want to put these ticks like this. Now if we save this, we go back to the web browser, we can see our button. It's still the same button. Now, if you don't do this, it can be a little bit tricky, and if you don't do this, you won't see your style applied to your component. So within these ticks right here, you can add JavaScript, or you can add CSS. So you can do like background color, like let's make it a background color of red. But if you just do it like this, you're not gonna see it. What you have to do is, on this functional component, you have to deconstruct the props, or you can just deconstruct it here, however you want to do it. But I just deconstruct the props right here, and then you're going to get a prop called class name. Then you apply that to your parent component. Now, if we save this, check it out. We have a red button now. Now, this is something that I really, really like about styled components. So if you go to your index, or you can even go to your app, or however you want to do this. Typically, I just do it in my index, or you can, the app's another great place to do this. But you can use this theme provider. So if we import theme provider from styled components, then we wrap our React application in this theme provider. And theme provider takes this prop here, and that prop is equal to an object. And then on that object, you can define different values that you want available within all of your components, within all of your styled components. So we can do like colors. Let's put this onto a new line so it's a little bit easier to read. So like this, and we'll do primary, and we'll do, let's do a green button. Cool, save that, go back to our button. And so instead of just putting these backticks here, what you're gonna wanna do is have a function here. And then that function is going to return a string. And that function is going to be passed some arguments. And one of those arguments is going to be the theme. And then since we're using backticks, see, it already auto-completes this. I'm using, what is this called? A GitHub Copilot. That's why you're seeing this auto-complete here. Anyway, you can interpolate those values right into your style. So we're setting the background to theme.colors.primary, and we're defining that on our theme provider here. And if we save this, check it out. We've got a green button now. Now, what I like to do is create another directory and call it theme. And then inside here, I'll have like an index.js, and we'll say theme equals an object, and we'll export theme, export default theme. And then I'll create files for all of the values that I want to, all of the keys that are holding values that I want available on all of my styled components. So like colors, colors.js, whoops, colors. And we'll do const colors, and we'll do primary. Instead of a green one, we'll do a blue one. And then we'll do export default colors. And then within our theme here, we can do import colors from colors. And you can just put this right on here. Awesome. And now on our index, right here, we can import that. Import theme from theme. Don't have to deconstruct this because it's the default export. And instead of hard coding all of these values right here within our index, we can just do equals theme. And now we have a blue button. We can also do fonts. Or we can do sizes. And we can, we can do whatever we want here. There's a bunch of stuff that we can define, like breakpoints or, whatever. And then import all of these and put them on our theme. And then all of those values are going to be available on all of our styled components. Now, let's say that we have a more complex component. Maybe something like a header. First, let's import styled. Oops. Styled from styled components. And we'll do header equals styled. And we'll pass it our functional component. And that will return header, and we'll just put header 1, 2, 3. And we have to deconstruct the props and get out the class name. And then on here, we can set the class name to class name. Put these backticks here for right now, and then let's export default header. Cool. And then go back to our app. And instead of this button, let's just import the header. Cool. And we don't need this, we don't need this, and we don't need this anymore. Now, within our header, maybe we have, a couple different things. Let's say, for instance, like an H1, that's a good one. Call to action. We can do a little paragraph tag in here too. Lorem, I think, yep, that's how you do it. And then we'll do a button inside here. Contact us or something. Let's check it out. Okay. And then let's set this up the same way. So we're gonna pass it a function, and that function is gonna return a string, and we're going to get the theme out of these arguments. And let's do the background color equals theme.colors.primary. There we go. And say we want to set this H1 to like red or something. So what we can do is we can do @H1 like this, and we can do color. Let me do secondary. We can do that. Colors, secondary, and we'll do a red. Ain't that awesome? Then we can do the same thing for, the paragraph tag. We can do colors, and we can just do, let's add white to here. Boom. Simple, maintainable, scalable, dynamic. I love styled components. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. If you like these types of videos, make sure that you like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.